Let's see if you guys can. Hopefully, things are coming through and you guys can see me. I am so not used to streaming like this. Usually, when I stream, it is without the face because I'm always. I'm always doing the whatchamacallit.
See if you guys
Oh,
can.
let's see. That's coming through. Let's mute me. So, hi. Happy what do you call it? Let me mute. Happy Monday. Is that a thing? I think it's a thing. It is today, at least. I'm so happy that you guys made it to my virtual book launch. This is a new thing. Like, I haven't done it like this before, which is kind of fun. Last year, I did we did the book launch for it was my first novel, A Secret of Blood and Brownies, which is the first book in my Silveridge Murders series. And we were at this really awesome cafe, which is perfect because Maya, who was the main character in that book, has a cafe, works in a cafe. Anyway, this is book two, and we were like, okay. I was like, okay, well, let's do something a little bit different. So for those of you that might know me, I do spend a lot of my time online. I I game a lot, and I work a lot with virtual world building in a platform called Secondlife. So I've done a lot of world building, role play, fantasy, Sims, and things like that, and building up worlds there. So it's kind of fun to be able to do a little bit of both. So we're starting out here, and I figured I would read a little bit from the prologue for you guys of the new book. And this one, this is all I got at the moment because the book came out today. So we have A Touch of Murder and Mistletoe, and this is book two in the Silveridge Murders series. Book one is here. So we have book one, book two. So this is actually the proof copy because I just ordered my author copies today. So I'll be reading from the proof copy, but thank goodness we good. Anyway, so I was kind of hoping, I don't know who's all here today. I see we have Yuke is there. Hi, say hi to Kelly. Great to see you guys here. And David, of course, thanks honey for being here. Not great to see you as well. Drop a comment below. I would love to hear where everybody's dropping in from because it tends to be a little bit all over the place sometimes. I'm seeing a lot of Sweden here right now. We have Sweden representing, so that is good. Um, so that's really, really fun. Hey, Kelly, great to see you. I'm so happy that you could make it. This is one of the things that I love so much about the prospect of doing the stream virtually this time, or the book launch virtually this time, is that I get the opportunity to see people that I might not be able to connect with face to face because a lot of the people I care about are not close by. So Kelly and Yuki, I'm really happy that you guys are here, and Anna as well, of course. So tell me where you guys are hopping in from. Be really fun to see. Susan Wood, Susan, hi. Oh, Oregon, that is so cool. I actually have not been to Oregon. To us, it's like, since you're new here, I might as well tell you. I'm Swedish American, so I'm born in Colorado, which is where the books are based in Colorado. Um, I'm born in Colorado, but my mom's Swedish, and we moved to Sweden. So like I grew up here in the Stockholm area. So whenever we go to the U.S., it's always like, okay, we're gonna go visit family in California and Colorado, like all these different places. And I've never been to Oregon, but I hear it's beautiful, especially this time of year. I think I'm right. Could I possibly be right? I think so. So I'm really happy that you guys popped in for the launch of my new book. As I said, the Silveridge murders are based in Silveridge, Colorado, and Silveridge is a fictional town, but it's actually based on a very real place. Growing up, our sort of home away from like our home when we were in the U.S. was in Breckenridge, Colorado, and And so, oh my gosh, I bet it is beautiful. And so I really wanted to do something that was, like, because I mean you miss home when you're not there. And it's not a lot of times you manage to. It's not like you just pop on a plane and go to Colorado or go to the U.S. from Europe. Um, but it is a place that has such deep meaning for me. And so the Silveridge murders. Silveridge is based off of Breckenridge, but I kind of mashed together like that area. We have Breckenridge and we have Silverthorne, so I went Silveridge. So it's kind of a fictional version of Breckenridge, because I'm thinking if I said it was actually Breck, then I'd be screwed if I got things wrong. Possibly, if I say it's Silveridge and it's just based off of Breck, then we're good. So, I am going to read a little bit of the prologue, if that's okay with you guys. This is a murder mystery romance, I would say. And this first part of the book is actually a bit of a throwback, the prologue. Let's see what it is. Yeah, it is. It's fun to be able to just sort of, I don't know, like when I'm writing, I immerse myself in the world, and it's like coming home in that sense, which is really cool. So we're gonna start off with a prologue, if you guys are chill with that. Um, so I figured I might as well just say that I am dedicating this book for Elliot and Arlo, my kids. Thank you for filling my life with so much love and for showing me every day what an adventure life truly is and what real bravery and love look like. I'm so proud of you both. So, prologue. Sam. The first day of second grade. A new town. A fresh start. Today was going to be a good day. Sam repeated the mantra to herself as she pulled a green wool sweater over her head. Smoothing down her long brown chestnut hair, she clipped her bangs back with a crystal butterfly pin, her favorite creation. A second-hand brooch she hot glued with an old hair clip. It wasn't perfect, but it was hers, and that was enough. She twirled in front of the mirror, trying to convince herself that she looked ready for anything. The sweater wasn't new. It had been given to her by her sister, but paired with a knee-length black skirt and stockings, it made her feel like one of the kids from The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, stepping into a magical new world. Maybe Silveridge could be her Narnia. Downstairs, the kitchen smelled faintly of burnt toast. Sam rummaged through the cupboard, thrilled to find the last 2 slices of bread for a PB&J. She packed the sandwich into a brown paper bag while her mom rattled off instructions. Pick up your brother after school. The key's under the flower pot by the door. Don't forget to take the dog out. Sam nodded, repeating the words back to her mom as she kissed the top of her head. This was going to be a good day. The schoolyard buzzed with life. Kids swarmed the jungle gym, swung high on the swings, retelling stories about their summer vacations. Sam gripped the straps of her backpack, her stomach flipping as she scanned the crowd. She knew where she was supposed to go, which classroom she was assigned to, but where would she fit in? Taking a deep breath, she approached a group of girls her age. They looked like they'd stepped straight out of a magazine. Long blonde hair, trendy outfits splashed with pink and sparkles. Butterflies danced in her stomach as she mustered a smile. Hi, I'm Sam. I think we're in the same class with Mrs. Henderson. The girls froze. The tallest one, clearly the ringleader, stepped forward, her lips curling into a smirk. Sam? Isn't that a boy's name? Nervousness quickly morphed into embarrassment as Sam felt her cheeks flush and fumbled for words. No, I mean, it's really Samantha. She trailed off as the girl looked her up and down, covering her mouth as if to hold in a laugh. It was as if the other students had frozen, quietly watching the scene unfold. You just what? The girl said in feigned curiosity. You thought you could just come over here and talk to us? I don't know you, and I don't want to know you. Didn't anybody tell you that sweater's like 2 sizes too big for you? Or is it one of those things that they donated to the homeless shelter during last month's drive? Sam's cheeks burned as the words hit home. Her fingers tightened around the straps of her backpack. This was supposed to be her fresh start, her chance to make friends. Instead, she felt like the entire schoolyard was staring at her, waiting for her to crumble. Leave her alone, Blair. The voice was firm and steady, cutting through the noise like a blade. Sam blinked, startled, as a boy stepped up beside her. He was taller than the other kids, with strawberry blonde hair and light freckles scattered across his face. His blue eyes narrowed as he stared Blair down. Blair's smirk faltered for a second, but she quickly recovered, flipping her hair over her shoulder. Why, Drew? Is she your new girlfriend? Girlfriend? I can't talk. Before Drew could respond, a new voice joined the fray. What the heck is wrong with you, Blair? Sam turned to see a girl with wild red hair and freckles matching his, marching up to them, her hands on her hips. Why are you being such a butt? She didn't do anything to you. Beside her, another girl, doll-like, with pale braids and a fierce glare, crossed her arms. Yeah, Blair, maybe you should worry about your own life instead of being a jerk to everyone else. Blair rolled her eyes, but her smirk was gone. Oh, please, like I care what you two think. She turned back to Sam, her sneer returning. Before Sam could react, Blair snatched the butterfly clip from her hair, letting her bangs fall into her face. What's this? Did you make this out of trash? She dropped the clip to the ground, crushing it under her shoe. The delicate crystals shattered, glittering in the gravel like broken dreams. Here you go. Trash for trash, Blair said, holding out the broken piece with a malicious grin. Sam's chest tightened, her vision narrowing as the humiliation burned. She started to turn away, desperate to escape, but Blair's taunts followed her. Oh, look, she's gonna cry! In a split second, that couldn't be undone, Sam started to turn away, planning to take the high road. But that half turn only served to give her elbow the perfect leverage. Her fist connected with Blair's picture-perfect face, not so perfect now, with blood spurting from her nose and dripping onto her bedazzled t-shirt. At least the red kind of blended with the pink. Oh my God, what's wrong with you? You broke my nose, Blair wailed, her voice shrill and panicked as her friends scrambled around her. Some darted off to find a teacher, while others searched for paper towels, or maybe even a camera to document this historic moment. Sam rubbed her knuckles and exhaled, finally looking up into Blair's tear-filled eyes. I think your dad can buy you a new one, she said, her voice calm and steady as she turned toward the other entrance to the school. All she wanted was to get away from it all. Behind her, Blair's bawling and shrieking carried through the schoolyard, but Sam didn't look back. She kept walking, her pulse still pounding in her ears, until the two kinder girls caught up with her, followed closely by the boy. Oh my God, I can't believe you did that, the red-haired girl exclaimed, her freckled face lighting up with a grin as she play-punched the air in front of her. I think half the school is jealous of you right now. Sam slowed, her shoulders relaxing slightly as she glanced at the three of them. They came to a stop by a bench near the school entrance, and she sank onto it, her legs suddenly feeling like jelly. I didn't mean to hurt her, she said quietly, her fingers brushing over her sore knuckles. I was just trying to introduce myself. The redhead plopped down next to her, her wild curls bouncing as she leaned in with a conspiratorial grin. Well, you definitely made an impression, and I don't think she'll forget you anytime soon. My name's Maya, by the way. That's Lucy, she said, nodding towards the other girl with pale braids and crossed arms. And that's my brother Drew. Drew stood just behind them, his hands shoved into his pockets. He glanced back at the chaos still unfolding in the schoolyard, his expression a mix of amusement and uncertainty. I mean, he said, with a shrug, she had it coming for a long time. His gaze flicked back to Sam, his lips curving into a small smile. Are you okay? You might need to put some ice on your knuckles. That was a really hard punch. Sam blinked at him, momentarily thrown off by the softness in his voice. If boys weren't so gross, she might even think he was kind of cute. It was strange how life surprised you, she would think years later as she reflected on the first time she met her friends. She'd wanted a new start, new friends to go with her, move to a new town. What she thought would be a nightmare in the making had actually turned into the best thing that could have happened. They say some friends are there for a season, but this bond had grown beyond that. Family is so much more than just blood. Then again, there was a fair amount of blood that day, just not hers. As the years went by, Blair would never become a friend of hers. Even though her time in Silveridge Elementary didn't start smoothly, she was never picked on again by the mean girl squad. But that feeling of needing to measure up never really left. Building defenses to ensure nobody could ever say she was less than might have come at a cost. It's funny how others see a strong wall as backbone and applaud you for it, even when you feel like you're screaming inside, begging to be good enough, terrified that you're just a faker, trying to make it from one goal to the next without someone calling you out and revealing the flawed little girl within. So, how do you even begin to reconcile with that? How do you find your own heart and passion when you're trying to live up to everyone else's dreams? Hi, Dad. I am your father. Thank you so much, guys. This is, and I mean, this is the beginning. This is obviously the beginning. This is like, well, first day of second grade. This is the prologue, and the rest of the story actually takes place when they're in their 20s. So the main character of this book is Sam. At this point, in the first chapter, Sam is an influencer. She works with Instagram mainly, and it is the story of Sam and Drew and everything that happens in between. So, with some caveats, is that what you call it? I think so. I'm gonna have to say, as far as warnings go, I would say there's McSpicy times 2.5, maybe. So there would be some spicy scenes in this. You'll have to figure out what the and a half would be, and there's a bit of gore. it gets a bit bloody, and I'm not just talking about Blair's T-shirt here, because there are some murders and they're a little bit graphic. But I would say it is definitely a cozy romance read that you will like if you like a little bit of like as well. I think so, at least. I hope so. Let's see. Kalles Caviar. Oh, thank you so much, Dad. I do enjoy a good read. It is so much fun. Tom, how you doing? Great to see you. So I am I'm kind of thinking that after this I wanted to answer some questions. So like if you guys have some questions, Dad, you're not very incognito. Your name is there. Just saying. You're not good at the incognito thing. We are celebrating. I forgot. I brought my, because this is a party. I figured we would party it up. It was just that this was really, really warm because the lights in here are very, very bright. So if you guys have some questions, I do have some that I got in already that I figured that I would answer a little bit. And if you have some other questions regarding the book, I would love to hear those. So I already answered this first one. The first one was, what was the inspiration for Silveridge? And the inspiration, of course, is Breckenridge in Colorado. So that's technically already answered and wrapped up. The next one that I had was, why did you choose to publish indie? Well, I think for me it was just because I haven't actually sent out to any publishing houses, because when I first started, it was like, this is not my first time writing, but it's my first time writing it. Okay, last book was my first novel. For about a decade I've been teaching music and songwriting and things like that, and throughout this time I have my background in musical theater, and I have written a lot of drama, like a lot of play stuff and things like that, but never actual fiction. So yes, poetry, yes, songs, yes, um, role play and paragraph role play in specific. Has been something I have been very heavily into. So story building, building characters and things like that. Basically all the puzzle pieces, but never like in the format of writing a novel. Um, so that was something that I was like, you know what, I'm dealing with a lot of issues with my health, with my health. I have been for the past few years, um, and I just needed something while I was on sick leave, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna write a book, and I'm not gonna put any pressure on myself. I'm just gonna do this because I love it and because I think it's so much fun. And in doing that, I went down the my my neurodivergent rabbit hole, and got totally nerded in, and was just like, oh my gosh, these are my people. These are my people, and I found a community that I really just fell in love with, which is Sarah Cannon over at Heart Breathings. Does a lot of, like, she does a lot of videos about writing and how to think, and strategies and things like that. And I got so much out of it. I was like, I am going to do this. And when NaNoWriMo rolled around, I did NaNoWriMo, and wrote the first draft within a month. And then for a year after that, I was just polishing it and polishing it. And and it was at that point I was like, you know what, I'm gonna publish it, but I want to do it on my terms. So I think that's kind of why I've done indie at this point in my life, because I need to do it and I wanted to do it on my own terms. Um, Now I think also, this is really, really warm. I think also because I prefer to write in English. Um, can I write in Swedish? Yes, I can write in Swedish as well. I'm fluent in both languages. Um, but I think, and that just might just be me. Like, I've browsed around the interwebs a bit, and from what I've seen, it's like most Swedish publishing houses want you to write in Swedish, and yeah, like, I don't know, who knows what the future holds, but this is good for now, for right now. Um, book no okay. Question number 3 is: did any characters surprise you as you wrote the book? Yes. They do, which I think is so much fun, and it's part of why I love the process and why it's so creative. I did have a character that I was going to kill off in the first book, and they stuck around. And I might have killed them or haven't killed them. We'll see what I've done in book 2. You'll have to read it. And guess You'll have to read it and guess who it possibly was. Who do you think could possibly have been a murder victim in book 1 in A Secret of Blood and Brownies, and who made it to book 2? So that's definitely one thing. And like, I'm working on book 3, and I was sitting, I think it was Friday. I was sitting, I was writing, and I was like, oh my gosh, did he just say that? Yes, he did. Oh my word. It brings a little bit more conflict to things, and it's fun to see it just kind of like, yes, I have my outline, but then see where it flows from there. How does this book tie into book 1? Well, um, book 2 actually ends, or no, book 2 starts, what could you say, like a few weeks before the epilogue of book 1, something like that. So we actually do get to see the epilogue in book 1 from a different POV, which I thought was a little bit fun, honestly. Both the books have been very seasonal. Like, the first book, A Secret of Blood and Brownies, it takes place in the fall. Book 2, A Touch of Murder Mistletoe, this one takes place in wintertime, which is a beautiful, gorgeous time to be in Colorado, just saying. Technically, this one would be about a year and 3 months after book 1, something like that. As for if you can read them maybe individually, yeah, you can. You can definitely. Like you will get you will get the stuff that you kind of missed in book one, this like, who was the big bad, that kind of thing. You'll be caught up on that in book two. I think you'll get more out of it if you read book one. I really do. Um and You know what? I'm gonna skip straight to I'm gonna hop over a question and come back to it, because another one is, what about book three? How many books will there be in this series? And I'm writing book three right now as we speak. The idea to start off with was that it was going to be a trilogy, and so there's stuff that I planted in book one that developed during book two, and now I'm writing book three, and that like overarching plot line is going to reach a conclusion in book three. However, however, um, I am not saying that there won't be more, because there might very well be more. Um, let's see. Rodeo. Is there a murder that causes the gore, or is it set during a Black Friday sale? Oh my gosh. I have always been terrified of Black Friday sales. I'm like, I'm just going to stay home. I don't, but then again, like, I don't like the lots of people thing. That creeps, like, it wigs me out a little bit. Um, so yes, there is a murderer that causes the gore, definitely, and enjoys it. Let's see. What is my emotional language? Well, I mean English, and I think that that is what I gravitate towards when I'm writing songs, or when I'm writing poetry, or when I'm writing books. Like, it's, I think my emotional language is definitely English and chocolate and wine. Does that count? Can that count? Can we just decide that it counts? I think we should. Okay, by the way, does the Rocky Mountain Chocolate Factory appear in the story? That would get your attention. Actually, it does not. I'm sorry, Dad, it doesn't. However, there are references to, what was the name of that place? I think it was Mountaintop. The place that has those insanely good chocolate chip cookies that are kind of like a sandwich thing. Okay, so there is like double chocolate chip cookies from Mountaintop. That does happen. Downstairs happens as well. Actually, I think that was in book one. They were mainly, I'm not sure if they went to downstairs, which is a reference to Downstairs at Eric's. How did your process for writing change from the first draft to the final version? Oh my gosh, that's such a great question, Jay. Thank you. Um, I think when it comes to the first draft, I was very, like, I have a tendency to get stuck in edits if I let myself get stuck in edits. Um, so I would say, like, a lot of things, like, I will make an outline of the book, and this is what I did this time as well. Both that I outline it scene for scene. I use a three-act structure when I make mine. Um, and then when I go back, um, I have a tendency to look at this and be like, okay, well, is the tone of each character truly coming through? Um, because I feel like when I'm just going on and on and on and on, um, sometimes you might miss something. So I think my first revision is very much the going over and making sure that that everything is giving the right vibe properly. And something that I used this time that I did not use as diligently, or really at all in the first book. In the first book, I very much, and those of you that are in the chat right now and are my friends and family and were my first beta readers, I love you and you are amazing. Um, but I thought it was really interesting because in this book, when it came to the second and the final draft, it was very much listening to the feedback that I got from the beta readers. And what I did this time was I actually, and I got conflicting advice on this. Some people said, don't go to Facebook groups for beta readers. You know, it's a terrible experience. I did anyway. And I made a Google form that where I, basically interviewed people, like, and and then I picked out a bunch that I wanted to be my beta readers, and I got so much great advice and really, really detailed advice. And I think also because it's people that are like, hey, I'm interested in this because it is the genre that they're interested in. Um, there was some really valuable feedback in that. Um, so, Daylight Donuts. Oh my gosh. I miss Daylight Donuts. I really, really do. Um, Moonlight Muffins? I don't know. I don't know. That might be a little bit scary. I'm not quite sure. Um, anyway, um, last question I have here was, how do I balance my chronic illness and my other creative projects? Well, um, for those of you that don't know, I also, like, on a daily basis, like, I deal with Crohn's disease, fibromyalgia, and arthritis, and what's the new one? The new one is something with my pancreas. Um, so, like, there's a lot of stuff on any given day that makes it difficult for me certain periods to write. I think that it very much is trying to sort of balance things and make sure that if I don't have the energy and if I do not have the the capability or the energy to write, maybe I will either just give myself a freaking break and say it's okay to rest because I'm human and I deserve to rest. Rest is also a productive thing. I think a lot of times we forget that. Um, or possibly it could be an idea day. Like sometimes when and I think especially like when you are the kind of person that has a lot of stuff going on in your head, whether it's ADHD or whatever it is. Um, a lot of times I'll be feeling crap and be so tired I can't do anything, but I will be having ideas and I'll be like the gears be spinning. We'll put it that way. Anyway, I thought that that was really fun, and it's a fun way to kind of do this launch. I really hope that you guys enjoy the book. I have loved um, writing it, and I'm really excited about book 3, which I am in the process of doing the first draft of. I'm doing Sarah Cannon's rough draft challenge, so that is super exciting, and yeah, I just wanted to say thank you so much for being here. And if you guys do want to continue the party ain't stopping. What is that? The party don't stop till I drop in. I don't know. Anyway, the party's gonna keep going, but not here. In 27 minutes, I would say it is 9 o'clock Central European Time, 12 p.m. PST. I will be performing in Secondlife for an hour of crazy music. So if you do want to enjoy an hour of crazy music, you can listen. Either you can pop into Secondlife if you have a Secondlife account. There is a Secondlife URL to get you to the right place on the map in the description of this video, or there is also a link actually where you can listen along. If you're there in real time, you can listen in on the stream if you want to. So yes, I'm having a virtual book launch in Secondlife in a little less than half an hour. So I hope that you guys enjoy the book. I hope that you have fun. It is now officially out both in paperback and in ebook, as is book 1. And I hope to see you guys around here soon. The podcast will be up Wednesday. The vlog will be up Friday. And I'll see you guys around. Bye-bye.